dreamt that he was dancing again. I dreamt that he was smiling again. And I dreamt I was alive to see it. I think it was that last time in Montevideo. I think it was Chopin. To something I'd never seen before, something of his own, something serene. Perhaps it was his way of showing me this dance I'd never seen. Perhaps it was his way of forgiving me, of letting me forgive him. I've never been to South America, you know. I've often wondered how different things might have been if I'd gone with him that first time. But the soothsayer had told me I would die on water, so I stayed in Europe. No sooner had they crossed the gangplank than the pressure of my great arms fell from round his body, and his arms were free to circle her. Of course, it was all her idea. She wasn't even a member of the company. A rich mistress said she wanted dancing lessons from Cicchetti. He, of course, never could resist that kind of prettiness, and there she was, my dear. A fern, an acolyte, a pretty bauble, like all the other pretty baubles that hung about the Valley Rouge to make it seem like Christmas wherever we went. The second season was as successful, equally as successful. With Scheherazade finally spilling the full range, or rather the full weight of Bach's opulent palate onto a stage that could hardly bear its burden. Storm, clouds of green draperies that had other intrusions of pink, blue, black. Gold lanterns hung like opalescent fruit from the ceiling. In back, a vast purple and blue twilight. On the floor, hot pink carpet loaded with formless and inviting pillows and cushions. Against this background, the actors, dancers, mimes performed in costumes as brilliant as the set itself. Baxed in his costume sketches, you know, he showed a lot of bare breasts and bare bums, and pubic hair even. We couldn't show this, of course, but we showed what we could. And what we couldn't show burned itself into the imagination of the spectators. What an avalanche of heady notions presented themselves that evening when the Sultan returns and finds that his wives have been disporting themselves with a bunch of male slaves. The carnage that followed has so many well-dressed torsos in the auditorium squirming with ecstasy. I was sure the dry cleaners of Paris would make their fortune the following day. I like being at table. I like being on the boulevards. I like my life. At first, I have to admit that finally it bored me. There was a time when I was simply an aging figurehead, stuck on the proudest ship, badly in need of a paying job, almost in need of redefinition. I took my pleasures quite simply then. Old books I'd always loved in the young people, always had power to stir me. My last protégé was 16 years old. My God! The older I got, the younger they became. Thank God I died when I did. He wasn't exactly handsome, but it was youth incarnate. He couldn't love me as I wanted to be loved, so he did something much worse. He loved me platonically at a very close range. We sat across that unpredict chasm from each other till the very end, tossing gifts of admiration and affection into each other's laps. In a life notable for the quality of its bad jokes, that was perhaps the best. Just before I died, I went on a spree. Cakes, ale, opera, art, all across Europe, strictly against doctor's orders. I crawled back to Venice after this flashing, defiant interlude, and sent Cocknell 3 telegrams on the same day. The first telegram said, "Here we are again in Venice." Second one said, "I don't remember what it said." Third one said, "Very sick, come quick." I didn't last long after this. I didn't plague anyone with famous last words. I didn't contrive my own epitaph. Serge Liffard did this for me. Venice, inspiratrice eternelle de nos apaisements. Approximately Venice, eternal calming agent. I'd have preferred Diaghilev, inspirateur éternel de nos inquiétudes. Diaghilev, always keeping us on our toes. My death agonies lasted 5 hours. My last two visitors were Miss Jesser and Coco Chanel, dressed in white, like two very chic angels. A little premature, I thought.